perhaps in 3 or 4 days, since it looks like Chrisean and Hood Trophy Bino are splitting up. The clip I had previously captured this past Friday was already outdated. This week, I will also provide you with an update on it. Ever since I had already recorded this movie, I reasoned that I could still edit and release it. I apologize for the small wait, but don't worry, I'll be back soon with more information. Quinn was born on November 30th, 2009, weighing 10 pounds and a few ounces. Girl, he was already past due by a week. I was a mother who was 19 years old. I was going to the CU Medical Center, where the doctors were essentially residents. She gave me a little too much leeway, in my opinion. I had to have an emergency C-section, don't you think? As a result, Quinn's eye was somewhat damaged, but not completely lost. You know what, Lord? I asked. Oh, thank you, because a little girl down the hall had lost her eye after a C-section. My exclamation was, "We are blessed." I opened my eyes. When I opened my eyes, I saw that this child had flowing black hair and the largest, chunkiest figure, and I simply started crying. Oh my God, I thought. So gorgeous. Everything about him, including his growth, was flawless after that. He started talking and moving around early, and he started saying some awful things that I should have avoided saying in front of him. I thought he was good. It was only after he entered school that I realized he had a problem. I also observed that he had a temper which was troublesome. He was pretty agitated. He was stealing meals, hurling toys at friends, and dusting teachers. Large bully, unwilling to pay attention. Oh my gosh, what do I do? I thought. I am now the traditional parent. My folks who are Mexican and black believe that I will simply slug your ass. After we discuss your education with the pastor or preacher at church on Sunday, I'm going to shit your ass. I thus considered doing the same action. However, I found that he would become worse each time I did it. I had to consider my options carefully in this circumstance. On top of that, I was too stubborn to ask my mother. I was too stubborn to seek advice from my sisters. In order to find out what I might do to help this child behave differently, I searched online and in libraries. Then he would scream for bloody murder as he collapsed inside the stores. And I'm thinking about, oh my God, I just want to choke you. God, please. God, please. In fact, I'm dead. However, I discovered that in order to provide him with the emotional stability he required in any circumstance that made him uncomfortable, I had to alter my own behavior, the atmosphere in our house, and even the meals I gave him. I also had to consider the long term. What lessons can I impart to my son today that he might use as an adult? Because temporary solutions rarely work. The fact that Chrisean chooses to go out and party with these men while having the means to provide her child. The support she needs irritates me. And we spoke exactly what we intended to say. Kaun is a woman who is obsessed with men. That's what we're discussing. What are you doing, friends? Welcome back to the Just Case and Bread. Music, your homegirl is me. Your Thea is me. Your Prima is me. Your cousin is me. Your pal is me. Down here at the Just Casey brand, I'm whatever you need me to be. Welcome to the hood if you're new. Let's discuss topics that have already been discussed online. We can view with 2 eyes in addition to our thoughts and opinions. Go ahead and subscribe if you enjoy sipping tea, gossiping, and then talking about your day. When you saw the man with Chrisean and the baby, I'm sure you had the same reaction as me if you're already a local. Many people have shared these videos about her. Chrisean is likewise seeing far too many people, in my opinion. She must pay attention to that child. She was with that NCAA player just this past April, right? Do you recall when she and Titan Newton were featured by the bloggers? Right now, she is kissing that man the way she has witnessed Deep kiss him. And she was discussing having this child. Oh, they all said, is she expecting? We were drawn to her little fat hump, so it didn't appear like she was one of those people who says, I'm just getting money and I'm eating well. That was only one of those though, girl, I thought. Then, suddenly, her stomach fell flat again. They split. The romance lasted for a month. June is the next topic we cover. Do you recall her initial appearance on everyone's stream? We saw her sing Trey's songs on Ray J's stream, and he had to check her out, stating, "Hey, I didn't know you were going to do that with the homie." I wouldn't have contacted him at all if I had known that he was making out with some of the younger streamers. She's wearing his underscore because she started dressing like a boy, and whatever fake Facebook profile went viral claiming she was transitioning. We all thought, "That ain't even me," she said. However, she continued to broadcast and do interviews in loose-fitting sweatpants. In a video we shot of her about a month ago, I also stated that she doesn't have to dress like a male if she wants one, since no man will want no man. What does she currently wear? A few of the remarks that I encounter include, "But you shouldn't say how women should dress. I can promise you that you can appear tomboyic." Additionally, if you want to be sure that you're not drawing unwanted attention, you can't dress like a tomboy. I have no hatred for anyone. Special thanks to Rasta Ray. I'm with you underscore. I didn't see you lately. No one has lied. Well, but you know what I've said, and now here we are. Now she's with Toad. In case you were unaware, Toad is the father of Hood Trophy Bino. Well, they had reached it. All right, let me clarify. I'll just back off. A poor street performer named Toad was singing to the public in 1993 about President Koopa, who was then their president, and how he was simply sick of him since he knew everyone else was. Toad also distinguished himself from the other Goombas by wearing a harmonica around his neck. He disseminated his music in this way. Hood Trophy Bino is the only underscore I have ever seen on social media with a condom around his head, much like Toad Sr. is the only underscore I have ever seen playing a harmonica. Bino is Toad from now on. Toad is now genuinely unique to the Mario Brothers. Don't you think so? Even if they appear to be similar? I responded, "You know what? As soon as I saw him cover his head with a condom, I doubt you will refute the charges presented by your baby mom."
He's not gonna make me crash, y'all. He's gay. He like his ass ate. So I never cared. That's what I'm saying. He's going to make me start telling his business. I would hate that for that man.
There was something about him. He simply possesses a certain trait. There's something about him that I don't know. If we are referring to Toad, he has also been moving and staying on the property for the past year. He utilizes the attractiveness of each woman as inspiration for his music videos and social media posts. And what? He eventually finds a new girlfriend, uses movies or photo shoots to take her shopping. Because this is my goal, I will post her. Feeds into the need of all women for a thug with a thug passion, a thug who can change and be faithful to her, and a thug who produces money, publishes it, feeds the community, and then receives a new underscore. Get rid of them. He does treat the children well. After all, he deserves praise for purchasing toys for Junior. But really, he had better be doing something if he's giving off that boom boom. He states, "Okay, I know you ain't getting nothing for your kid, which is why I think he's a stand-up man. I received some cash. I'll go ahead and get your child something since I know you're in a deep emotional state anyhow." That is the proper conduct of a man of distinction or a respectable man. All he does for Can, though, has already been done for other women. Therefore, I don't think it's particularly noteworthy. I believe, all right, you're a cool guy, but will he settle down with her? No. Some internet users are now saying, well, she has Junior around all these men as a result of Toad's presence. He removes her from the household. I have no idea who is with him. The possibility that children with disabilities may obtain CS or S support has been questioned. However, I don't believe that anyone, particularly the Chrisean sisters, would actually take advantage of him because of his hernia condition. Instead, they would attempt to do it later. The video showing her tossing Junior in the other video. She and Chrisean argue about Chrisean's gift of money for Junior's birthday. They gripe about money again in the other clip. I replied, oh, underscore, if Count does not pay them, I don't know who's going to take care of the kid. You old lazy ugly ass. Upon her return, I said, bitch.
I don't give a fuck about bar shit up. You act like you ain't got 2-piece and 4-piece by hair.
Girl, don't you have to take care of your kids? You stated on the internet that you would never get along with. Oh, girl, not at all. A woman who puts me in danger like that is not someone I will ever get along with. However, we all know that if the Chrisean family grows tired of her not participating or contributing to their way of life, they will either give the child back to them, leave her stranded in Maryland, or find another parent to take the child. 2. Everyone in her immediate vicinity needs to adopt a more comprehensive perspective. Furthermore, I firmly believe that she ought to have followed Blueface's instructions, remain inside the house. This sum is $40,000. Take care of the child for the time being so that we can get past this and you can get your act together. Later, you can resolve the matter. As you may recall from her stream with Chaotic, she had these performances on September 5th. So she wasn't sure whether she would be able to visit her child. When Chaotic inquired about his age, she appeared to be a little uneasy. And all I said was, girl, if you're going to be acting weirdly like that, maybe you should stay at home with him. Perhaps you should go home and have a conversation with your child if you're going to pretend that you're sorry or that it's just an uncomfortable feeling. However, she canceled her engagement for September 5th. Plans have already been made to delay her upcoming presence. We also know that on her son's birthday, she was drunk when she staggered around with Toad, too.
So I was just gonna have me and my friends. We go to Baltimore. From Atlanta, we go to Baltimore. Then from Baltimore, so not like that, but my son loved this show called Minos Bible. I didn't know how I feel about a big party. All I was gonna do was just have family, like, you know, his aunts, uncles, and cousins, and we was gonna go to the museum of the Bible. It's a Bible museum in DC. Then go to this boat. It's like this boat restaurant that's on the water that serve crabs, eat crabs. Last time I went, I spent like $2,500. Cause I don't even know. I have a big family, but everybody was ordering whatever they want. Down to the great nieces and nephews. Did I see heavy love today? Kids can tell. No, I believe they keep the cars. You think you funny?
You funny. He's like Caius.
I thought that doing this for him and her was wrong. I am referring to the way she is clinging to him and tugging. She was, among other things, smacking him. Why are you doing all this, girl? The more I know about Chrisean, the more I realize that she simply values males more, regardless of whether her child is back in Baltimore. The problem is that her child is showing symptoms of actual developmental and medical problems. He might have a big hernia, club feet, and move differently than a 2-year-old in movies. Toddlers should be running, climbing, and exploring at that age. My niece is 2 years old, came when she first saw the pumpkins in the house. You know what she said? I enjoy your pumpkins. I was surprised. Ain't she just 2? I asked. Instead, his body feels tight and jerky, as though he is having trouble moving his own muscles. Furthermore, it wasn't only a peculiarity or one of those adorable small things. It was a warning sign. The typical response from mothers is, well, there may be a neuromuscular problem or a motor delay. Permit me to enter a physician's office. And I must be clear about this. I'm not saying anything that could hurt the baby with this. Simply something he's experiencing. Let's take care of it. He ought to be given every opportunity to live a long and happy life. Despite this, she lived into her 20s. He ought to have been in his 20s. Chrisean is the target of all the criticism because she is currently on her third her. Youngster isn't receiving the kind of regular attention that may transform his life because of her fourth boyfriend. On TikTok, I see kids who have the same issue, but their parents are attempting to assist them. Fortunately, assistance is available almost everywhere in Baltimore. The Kennedy Kager Institute, Johns Hopkins, and the Baltimore City Infants and Toddlers Program all provide free early intervention services such as speech and physical therapy. Her family's backyard is home to all of these prestigious locations. Chrisean and her family may offer him the support and assistance he requires at no cost to him if they so choose. However, live broadcasting, toys, and birthday balloons are used in place of doctor's appointments. That's all. Join Jesus in prayer. Stability and therapy are not replaced by this. Everyone is now curious as to whether Chrisean will begin providing her child with the assistance he needs. Everyone is now interested as to if Chrisean would you be willing to begin helping her child get the help he needs. This guy can definitely keep up with her. She can definitely go to shows. Perhaps she's at iHeartRadio. She was capable of everything. You can then sign up your child for programs if you are able to accomplish that, right? I think we should start witnessing some actual milestones being reached. Please share your thoughts in the comments section. We will remain on her ass. The Jess Chrisean brand has been me. Thank you very much for listening. Remember to give the video a like. Make sure your notification bell is ringing so you can see me when I come by. I'll see you all in the upcoming video.